Hey guys, this is Pastor John and this is 5-Minute Fridays. On 5-Minute Fridays, I take a question from my Wednesday Instagram and Facebook question and answer session, and I try to answer it a little more in depth. I try to do the best I can to stay within 5 minutes. Those of you who watch me frequently know that that's not always possible. Today's question is going to be considered part 2 of last week's 5-Minute Friday. So this is pastoring in the time of COVID, part 2. The question is, how do you balance personal safety with job requirements? Okay, this is a great question. As a minister, these times of crisis are really, if you want to use the phrase, quote unquote, when we make our money. This is what we were called for. We were called to work moments of trials and tribulations, to provide people hope, and to provide people security. As you guys can tell, right now I'm standing in my church. And as we speak right now, in the state of Florida and in the county where I live in Miami-Dade, they're suggesting that you should stay home and try to stay as safe as you can and practice social distancing like they are everywhere else. I am in the church right now, all by myself, as you can hear by the loud echo. And that's one of the reasons, or one of the ways that I control safety. In these last couple of weeks, we've had a couple things happen in our church during this crisis. There have been personal family tragedies. We've also had some really momentous occasions, all for which, as a pastor, I feel the obligation to be present. Now, it's difficult because, as the question asks, I have to balance, how do I keep my family safe? Make sure that I'm not contracting this virus, this disease, that I'm being protective, but at the same time, that I'm still available in doing my job as a minister. So I've had to be a little bit inventive. Example, recently we had a situation where I had to go to a hospital for a situation, and this was maybe about a week ago. And I had to deal with this situation, and obviously I wasn't allowed in the hospital because of protective reasons. So what I had to do was literally I sat outside the hospital with my phone and I video conferenced with the family to be able to be present even if I wasn't present. I have a bottle of hand sanitizer in my car. Every time I get home, I wash my hands, warm water, 20 seconds, soap. Before I even touch my family, before I touch anything, I try to disinfect everything that I touch. I'm very cautious. The situation here is people's lives don't stop. And as a minister, that means my job doesn't stop. I jokingly tell my father that for this, a lot of people have been struggling to keep their jobs. I'm struggling to have less work. Because as a minister, I find myself in the need to encourage people to continue to do live services, to continue to visit people who are in need and be present when people are in need. And, I've had to visit hospitals, funeral homes, obviously the supermarkets. I'm on the street almost every day. My wife jokes with me and says that she thinks I work more now than I did before, and I think it's true. But it's a challenge to balance how you are keeping yourself safe, what things you say, yes, I'm going to be there, and what things you should wait on. One of the key examples that I'll use is, right now we had a baby that was just born at our church. She was born on Monday, if I remember correctly. She was born this Monday that just passed, and I still have yet to see this baby in person. And one of the reasons why I haven't seen the baby is because I'm so exposed to this virus that as a safety precaution for the baby, I'm choosing not to go and see her. I'm choosing to go see her when I feel like I haven't been as exposed, or this virus has been contained and it's safer for the baby. These are things that you need to choose and decide. And as a pastor, like I said in my Pastoring in the Time of COVID Part 1 video, it is difficult to make these decisions because we've never been in this position before. None of us have ever pastored in a pandemic. None of us have ever been ministering in the midst of such a contagious event. So it's very hard. You're making a lot of decisions real time, and it's stressful. I tell my wife that, my mind is polluted, convoluted, overburdened all the time, just thinking about all the many decisions I need to make. So as a pastor, it's very difficult, but I encourage, again, any pastor, any leader who's watching this, continue doing your work. What you do does matter. You are making a difference right now in the midst of this time, and your church needs you, your family needs you also. So be safe, but at the same time, make sure that you're doing your work the best you can. Be sure you're selective about what you put yourself in harm's way in, and that you're extra cautious. Don't shake hands if you don't have to. Don't hug if you don't have to. Just be selective, be smart, and I promise you that God will give you the strength and the patience and the guidance to be able to make do with what you're doing right now. So I highly encourage you. My prayers go out to you, ministers. I understand what you're going through, and I pray that God soon helps us out. I will share this quote because it impacted my life. My pastor friend Harrison Sanchez said that they tried to close down the church, but they couldn't kill the church. Instead, they awoke in us. And I do believe that the church has been awoken. I have seen more live services, more evangelism on Facebook and Instagram and YouTube than I've ever seen before. So I'm grateful that people are doing their work. Just make sure that you're being safe, okay? God will take care of us if we take care of ourselves. So make sure that you're doing your work, but that you're being safe for your family's sake, because they need you. And when the work is done, your family will still be there. And hopefully, so will you. So I hope this video blessed your life. If it did, I ask that you share it, subscribe. Thank you to everyone who has subscribed. As I said on Facebook, my wife and I, we officially hit 100 subscribers this week. And that may not seem like a lot to anyone, but it seems like a lot to us. We weren't sure that we were ever going to get there. So thank you so much for your support. We are highly grateful for everything that you guys do for us. Please subscribe, share this video, and comment and let us know if this was a blessing to your life. So until next time, guys, I'll see you on the next 5 Minute Friday.